LC installed, checked. Loading the right time of the game progress, checked. It's an entirely new quest line, and I haven't experienced it. I haven't experienced it at all, so I don't know the process. Currently I don't have a lot of resources to refer to, which now means everything will be completely new, which is a sort of like an excitement for me.
But it was all we need. Our fields are
The war
ravaged,
is finished.
our
Have you
barns are
heard?
empty, all our ale's gone.
Stop
And
pushing
the
me
women
around.
folk are pissed off.
I'm here.
Aye, and Sigismund's lounging about in the monastery, shagging the nuns while we suffer.
That's impossible.
Not only is it possible, it's happening.
No,
Where
I
did
mean
you
the bit
hear
about
it?
shagging the nuns. Sedlitz
Yeah.
is monks only.
Wait,
Shagging
do
the
you think
monks.
God, no, that's not what I meant at all.
that fucking sodomite?
Hey, look, let's just drop it before one of us says something he'll regret. I quite like my head firmly attached to
You
my
two
neck.
already said
Good
something.
sir.
I'm here. To whom are you talking to? I transferred to the Trotsky region. How much do you want me to pay you for? I would assume it's gonna be costly, given we're in a wartime and everything started to crumble.
I want to go to the Trotsky region.
You've picked quite a journey. But if you have the coin, then I'm at your service.
How much do you need? 200 groschen.
Here you are.
And I can't
All right,
haggle with that.
wait a mo. I have to load up the cart and get the horses ready. All right, we're ready. We can go.
But this is what's keeping his belly filled up, right? Transporting or transmuting people from two faraway regions in a very dangerous area. This is his job. This is what he gets paid for. It's a highly risky job, transporting people from there to here.
Let's get going.
Trotsky Castle. I'll transport to Trotsky Castle and then walk there on foot to the new quest hall. Is it me or it's just another
Whoa!
hallucination? Alright, I'm here. What's it gonna be? Very creepy background music.
Tried everything, you know. It's hopeless.
What's hopeless?
God's sake.
I'm currently
Can't you be
eavesdropping
quiet even
the
for a moment?
conversation. Who are you? You look
I
like
never gave up. I just
a
wanted to
painter.
get out of here.
To whom are you talking? Oh, a skull
Don't you play games with me.
in front of you.
You can count yourself lucky I'm tied up. What a stroke of luck. You
I'm your
turned
savior.
up just at the right moment, lad.
I'm your savior. You must have thought
What are
that
you
way.
doing here?
Well, nothing much. I was standing around when someone decided to tie a tree to me. It's awful.
Who
Jesus
did that
Christ
to
be
you?
praised.
Forever and ever.
Would you be so kind?
Why would I do that?
Sure. Why not?
What if this is a setup? Oh,
It's lucky you happened to pass by when you
I
did,
see a
lad.
pack,
I
a
hate to
wolf.
think what beasts might be lurking in that forest.
Wolves. What else can be? Wolves. Always wolves.
I'm
They pose no
watching your
threat
back,
to me.
friend. You can count on that.
Don't worry, don't worry. You're not a threat. I can pretty much single-handedly take care of them all by myself.
I heard it hurt.
Come on, tap me.
You're doing great. Get them. Tiny.
What about you and me? Between you and me, let's make a deal. How about that?
It's not easy to talk with my hands bound. Could you please untie me?
Alright. Seems like I got no other choice.
Untie me, please.
Salami. What's this about? Poppy seed cola. Alright. That doesn't count as stealing, so I'm probably gonna take them all by myself.
The wolves are gone, so untie me, will you?
I'm doing it.
Thank you, lad. I'd like to embrace you now that I finally can.
That's all right.
You don't want to do that, trust me.
What do they call you?
Henry of Scallis. And you are...
Magister
Hunter of
Voiticus
Scallis.
ex Aridus.
Butcher
Pleasure
of
to meet you,
Scallis.
Henry.
You've got a strange name. Magister Voiticus ex Aridus. Sounds like Latin.
You've got a pretty strange name, I'll tell you that.
It's Latin. But you can call me Voiter if you like.
It's still
not
mouthful.
really my name.
Waiter.
But what does it matter?
What were you doing with that skull? You were talking to that skull. Didn't you find out?
What were you doing with that skull? Was it my imagination, or were you talking to it?
Well, sometimes I just do that to sort out my thoughts. Better than
So
talking
you're a
to myself.
psychopath.
Don't you think?
You have some sort
There might be something to that.
disorder.
Just recently, I was talking to a ram.
Oh, right. That was a long
I
time
hope
ago.
you were
actually.
only talking.
You were only talking. What are you insinuating? I was exercising myself? Where did you get that skull?
Where did you actually get that skull?
Let's say it's my personal muse.
Your
It
nails?
notices things I can't see and
It's
tells
just
me
a
about them
normal
so I
skull.
can paint them.
Nothing else.
I'm a painter, you
And
see?
From
And
what
apart
I
from a
can
few
see,
unpleasant
most of people
moments
find it
lately,
very
I
nauseous,
spend most of my time
nosy.
over there at the castle.
And you were looking for inspiration by the tree, or what?
It's
Of course
strangely
not.
enough we're talking
I
in the
ended
middle
up
of the
there
night.
partly
with
because
this
of my
heavy
own
wind.
curiosity, and
And
partly
now you're explaining to me the reason you're talking
because
to
of the
a
rash
skull.
nature of others.
Do you always speak so elegantly, politely?
Do you always talk this vaguely?
Only when I'm trying to look imposing. You know, with my hands tied behind my back, I didn't make the best first impression, and I'd like to make up for it.
Alright. You seem like a person who cares about the surrounding opinions. I've heard strange encounters. I've had strange encounters. You can't fix a first impression.
Might as well give up on that. An encounter like this isn't easily topped.
Believe me,
And I'm giving
I'd
you
have preferred
a
to meet you under entirely different
truest
circumstances.
true opinion. Your name, Voita or Voiticus?
So what is your name then? Voiter, or that Voity something?
Well, that depends on who I'm talking to and where. But for you,
Fair
I'm
enough.
simply Voiter. Nothing else is worth mentioning or appropriate to say.
You work at a castle.
So you work at Trotsky? What exactly do you do there?
How
What
come
would
that
a
I
painter
didn't find
do?
you?
With brush and paint,
During my
I bring beauty
infiltration
to where
in
there
that
was only
castle.
emptiness. In
You
short,
disappear
pretty
for
much
a long period
everything.
of time.
Restoring the murals and the banquet hall, a few new shields for the castle garrison, and mostly decorating parchments. My opus magnum still awaits me.
You what?
Only time will tell what that will be, but hopefully it will reward my years of toil.
All right.
Stop
So what exactly
flexing
happened to
Latin
you?
to me.
And try to make it clear.
They nearly shot me, then beat me up, and finally tied me to a tree. That's what happened.
Who shot you? Tell me everything from the beginning. Or should I simply just ask who shot you?
And who actually did this to you?
Wolves in sheep's clothing, lad.
What?
There were 2 of them. At first glance, they looked like decent fellows, just wandering the land. But as you can see, I misjudged them badly.
You've had particularly bad luck with wolves today, eh?
Tell me everything from the start.
You know what? Tell me the whole story nicely from the beginning.
And let me judge whether
Actually,
you're telling the
this
truth
whole day
or
got off to
are
a
you
bad
just
start.
simply
I
making
went for a
things
walk
up?
to Slatigo. The scenery there is lovely, and I needed to clear my head a bit. But imagine, an arrow almost hit me.
But it
These
didn't.
2 fellows had set up an archery range among the trees, but they somehow failed to notice they were next to the road. By way of apology, they invited me over, gave me a bit of wine to calm my nerves, and one of them offered to play dice.
What are their names?
But he seemed to win suspiciously often, if you get what I mean.
They cheated.
He was a cheat, eh?
I noticed he
How
was
do you know?
secretly turning the dice, and naturally, I got angry. But instead of apologizing, he started shouting at me, and his mate whacked me over the head with a stick. And then I
Oh.
woke up here.
So it was a trap. At the end. They lured you at the first and then set you up with the fast game, with the gambler game. And somehow won you some Russians and then beat you up.
Where exactly did all this happen?
Like I said, at the crossroads north of Slatigo.
Slatigo.
Those 2 had set up camp
Have
among
I
the
been there
trees,
before?
right next to the path.
You're lucky to have survived.
Well, you're pretty lucky you survived at all.
Luck had nothing to do with it. It's all thanks to you, my friend.
It is. I deserve a reward.
You've got a point. Don't you think a good deed like that deserves some kind of reward?
I was thinking the same thing.
You're probably
But
broke, but I still
first-
demand a reward.
I'd need one more favor from you. The reward will be even greater, I promise.
Empty promises. Somehow I don't believe it. Do you have anything to pay me with?
I don't mean to offend you, but do you even have anything to reward me with?
I understand that right now. I don't exactly look like the picture of trustworthiness. But you can believe one thing.
What?
I never leave a debt unpaid. To anyone.
What do you need help with?
And what exactly am I supposed to help
Don't
you
give me
with?
that look.
Leaving me here for the wolves apparently wasn't enough for those 2. They robbed me as well.
Even
Just look around.
You act like a.
Can you even
very
tell if something's
civilized
missing in
and
this mess?
Yes,
honorable man.
my
I
dice,
still can't tell.
and especially my set of brushes. I could live without the dice, but I can't paint with chicken feathers.
You're a painter yourself. I'll help you, but not for free. How's that? I got a 32 skill in this area.
All right, I'll help you. But I won't do it for free.
I wouldn't ask that of you, my friend.
All right. I'll make damn sure those 2 give everything back.
Thank you so much. But if I may ask, try to persuade them by words, not by the sword.
All right. I probably will do. When you have a sword and your martial arts or your strength capabilities very high, it's actually nearly impossible to utilize that advantage. Of course,
Don't worry.
you're not a murderer.
I'm no bandit or a killer.
Then I was damned
Just
lucky
a
that it was
normal
you who
citizen.
turned up. There are plenty of killers around these parts.
Or
All right,
a
then.
blacksmith.
I'll go and look around for your thieves.
Thank you. I'll head back to the castle for now and think of a way to repay you for all of this. You'll find
You
me in
live
the
in the
loft,
castle?
in the tower called the Crone. But
I've been
first,
there
I'll
multiple
tidy up
times.
here a bit and most
I've never met
importantly,
you before.
finally have a sit
The
down.
Crone Tower.
You know, I was standing tied to that tree for quite a while, and these legs of mine aren't the youngest anymore.
Don't tell me you've been tied up for a month. Got a painter's set of brushes. Obtain the painter's stuff. Obtain the painter's brushes. And obtain the painter's stuff. It's all in here.
What are you doing here?
Right here? Oh, me and Clovis have a sort of temporary home here. I'm Ura. Ura
Ura?
Hawkeye. And you are?
Henry of Scallots.
Got yourself a
Hey,
special
Henry.
title.
Have you ever tried popinjay shooting?
What?
If you've got your
What
own
shooting?
bow and a few groschen, we can start any time.
How about shooting content? No, we'll do that later after I finish questioning you.
Does the name Voiter mean anything to you? Master Voiter,
Or something
No.
similar.
Who's that supposed to be?
the
You don't
painter
know
you
him?
left tied up at the edge of the forest under a Trotsky.
Or is he simply
I don't know
telling me
who
the
you're
lies?
talking about.
I haven't come for revenge. Did Void do something to you? That you're playing dumb, playing this game so hard.
You don't really want to talk about him, do you? Did he do something to you?
Do you really don't know
Not
about
entirely.
him?
That is, maybe.
What
The
did
whole
you do
thing
to
was
him?
really weird.
Weird how? Why did you attack the painter and tie the arm on a tree
Why did you beat up Voiter like that?
and let
Well,
him
it was
talk
mostly
to his
Clovis, although I nearly hit him with an arrow first.
I heard that part already. What happened next?
Well, we brought him here, but then he started saying all this strange shit. He had a skull with him, like a real human skull. He wouldn't
It's
let
a
go
real
of it.
skull.
And I honestly couldn't tell if he was talking to us or to it. So I asked
So
him what he was up
behaving
to.
strangely,
And he says
and you
this
two
skull
couldn't bear
sees
it.
things he can't see and tells him stuff.
You two thought it was madness, crazy stuff. Did you tell him you cheat at dice?
Did it also tell him that you cheat at dice?
What? We don't cheat. Never.
Voiter said otherwise. He saw you flipping the dice, you argued, and then he ended up robbed and tied to a tree.
Oh, he had it coming too. But it wasn't about the
Types
dice.
of dices.
He got it in the gob because of what he was saying.
What did
Like,
he
it
say?
said I looked like some captain from Colleen who sired a lot of bastards. So I might be his son. And it's true I'm from Colleen, and I never knew my pa. Only the captain's brother, he said, is hunting down those bastards and killing them so they can't claim any inheritance rights.
And you believed him?
It was really convincing, I'm telling you. When that fella talked about all them murders, I felt like
What
the
murders?
Grim Reaper was breathing down my neck. He would have told me more. But then Clovis hit him with that stick, because he saw how shaken I was. And you know the rest.
He couldn't tolerate that mysterious painter mesmerizing you more, so he did the work. He did the hard work on him.
Well, that's quite the tale, but you
That's
could have
probably
kept
what
it to yourself. Voiter told me what really happened.
So you were the dumber.
You played
between
dice
you
with him,
two.
and when he caught you
You're the dumber
cheating,
one.
you beat him up and robbed him.
Horse shit, I'm telling you, it's all that bloke's fault. Not a bloke, more like some kind of warlock.
Warlock. Come on. It's not true. I've dealt with cases with much more creepy and suspicious or superstitious tales or stories. And at the end of the day, all of the cases are actually fabricated by humans. So there's no warlock, alright?
Did it not occur to you that something could happen to that man if you left him tied up somewhere?
I told Clovis that, but he said someone would definitely find him and set him free eventually. That's how it was, innit? You found him,
That little
and he's
strange behavior still
alright?
hasn't been fixed. All NPC talks and behaves strangely whenever they're engaging in conversation with the player. All NPCs always do this. They're tweeting, or I don't know what's the right word for it. They're waggling their head. Wolves tore him apart. Since you are so easily to be fooled, what if I try this?
All right. He's in God's hands now. When I found him, wolves were tearing the last shreds of meat off his bones.
This is like 50% true,
God.
50% false.
We killed
I did-
him! So
I
what are
did
you
read out
doing
some
here?
Wolves.
Did they send you from Trotsky to find us?
You
And
might
drag us to
rescue you.
court? Are we going to hang?
You're not. It's as you say. Continue lying. Should I really lie to an honest man like him, Yura? Alright, I was joking.
Don't worry.
I was joking to you.
The painter is alive and well.
I was
But he did send me to
gesturing.
retrieve a few of his lost belongings.
You could have spared me that.
Where'd you have the loot?
What loot?
Don't lie. You took Voita's brushes and some
He told
nice
me.
dice.
At least that's what he told
Or is
me.
there something else missing?
You
well,
took everything from him.
I've got some brushes here. And Clovis has a few new dice, yeah. But that's it. Nothing else.
Give me the brushes.
You know what? Hand over the brushes and I'll leave.
Look, I'd love
far
to,
as-
but how can I put
The
it?
dices.
This whole thing stinks.
The pieces
How do
of
I
dice.
even know you really know the painter? Maybe you're just here to rob us of what we honestly...
Honestly stole?
Doesn't matter anymore. The
You're
brushes are
hard
mine,
labor.
and that's that.
You're being increasingly unreasonable. I won't give you a second chance. You don't want Vita as an enemy. Alright, acting that suspicious, oraculous all day.
Look, you've already run into Voita once, and you're still clearly shitting yourself from it. And now imagine what he'll do when I tell him you won't return his stuff.
If he cries into his pillow over them brushes at night, I'm sorry. But I'm just not handing them over to you that easily.
What use would paintbrushes even be to the likes of you? You just like to show off with that bow, don't you? And then secretly scribble lewd pictures.
You pictures.
Fine. Let's settle it with a shooting match. I'll wager the brushes, you put up a nice pile of groschen, and the winner takes all. Except it's pretty dark
You just
now.
want to have a shooting
Tell
game.
you what, come back when it's light out.
Farewell.
When should I come back? 4-leaf clovers.
Everything is in its place.
You had a strange title. I've come for the painter stuff.
You've got a few things here that belong to the painter, Voita. He'd like to have them back.
Painter? What's this?
Don't
The
even try
artist.
it. Yura has already confessed.
I should have known that fool would blab. So, what do you want?
What exactly happened? I finished hearing his story. Now let me compare his story to you,
What really happened between you and him?
to your story.
Well, Ura mistook him for a deer. Shame he missed.
And then?
He was a bit shaken, so we invited him over here. Only that crackpot started spouting all kinds of weird nonsense.
What kind
And
of
then there's that
nonsense?
skull of his. Tell me, who in their right mind carries a human skull around? Well, you know how it ended. He got a beating and ended up by the tree where you found him.
So you two didn't kill him. That's really something. Right? But you two did teach him a lesson. Not to mess people's minds around. Right? The painter told me a completely different story. He said that you two set up for him. And you two put a trap for him. He lost a few groshens and you beat him up. And then you tied him up.
Wait, what weird things was he saying?
Totally different, right?
Voita described the whole thing to me completely differently.
Well, he was lying to you. Now you see
Who's
what
lying
kind of
to
a
you for?
fucker he is.
Or maybe you're the one lying to me.
Then I wouldn't have admitted we hit him over the head with a stick, would I? I'm telling
Why
you,
would you?
there's something off
Wouldn't
about
you?
that fella. He was telling Yura that someone's going to murder him or something. And get this, he claimed his skull told him so. If I was you, I'd watch out for him.
Something could have killed him.
Didn't occur to you he could have died tied to that tree? You'd have a murder on your hands.
Oh, don't exaggerate. We dragged him all that way on purpose so he'd be clearly visible from the castle.
Oh,
He was
really?
perfectly fine when you found him, wasn't he?
I suppose.
True.
But apart from me, he was also found by a couple of wolves. If I hadn't been there, he'd be painting all the saints in heaven now.
See?
That's where
That
to put it.
rascal's got some luck. Must be the devil helping him, mark my words.
I heard you have water styles. Oh, what do you say For a few cautions, you gave me all of that dice.
Yura said you have the painter's dice. Hand them over.
Hang on. Just like that? Do you even know what I had to do to get them?
Whack someone over the head with a stick?
Exactly. So, what will you give me for them?
Do you also want a whack in the head? I'll be very happy to oblige.
How about we play for them? Dice acquired by unfair means only bring bad luck anyway. But you probably know that best of all.
All right, fine. At least I know
Ernest
you won't
being
cheat.
sarcastic.
We each play with our own dice, and the winner takes the unlucky ones.
I'll check how much I have on me.
I'll check how much I have on me. Here are my
50
groschen.
groschen.
Let's do this.
You're not. That's more like it. That's more like it.
You must have a lucky... By thunder! If I hadn't seen it with my own eyes, I'd say there's some devilry at play.
No
I'm a better
devilry
cheater
here.
than you.
Just a sign that you should hand over those dice to me. Maybe
How's
then your
that?
luck will come back.
Here you go. May the painter choke on them.
Wait. Watch what you're saying. It's just a few dice. It's not even worth it. Do you like your nickname, by the
Is
way?
it just me? Or do you not seem too fond of that nickname?
Not really. Four Leaf came up with his and insisted I needed one too.
So he
Four
also
Leaf?
came up with
We
yours.
stick together. He plays dice like the devil, so he calls himself Four Leaf Clovis. Well, so
Why
I'm
does it have to be
Hawkeye.
specifically for
Not the
Leaf?
greatest, right? But I never thought up nothing better, so I'm stuck with it.
It's actually not bad. How about Yura Falcon?
How about Yura Falcon?
It sounds more
It's
badass.
shorter and fitting.
Oh, every half-blind
Falcon.
fool calls himself Falcon. I'd rather stick with Hawkeye.
You sure? Who's that friend of yours? Come on, we just talked about him. He's the person in charge here in your little group, right?
What's your friend like?
Clovis? We've known each
Clearly,
other for
he's
ages.
a cocky one.
We wander the
I
land,
know
I
who
shoot,
most
he
of the
plays
time what
dice,
he's doing.
and that's how we make a living.
Like scamming around, robbing people, right? How about a shooting contest for the brushes?
I challenge you to a shooting match.
Come on,
You
it's
wager the
almost
brushes,
8 in the
and I'll
morning.
put up groschen.
It's high time
What'd
we
you
should
say?
do that.
I accept. Got everything you need?
I got.
I'll check if I have enough coin. All right, here you go.
I'll use the.
Let's do this.
What?
Down you go! Down you go! Down you go! Oh shit, I'm not hitting a thing! Oh shit, I hope I didn't hit anybody.
I won.
Well,
I
I'll
won this
be.
time.
You beat
It only
me!
costs,
But I admit it was a
cost
fine
me
win.
200 grams.
Here you go. The brushes are yours.
I won. Oh, this is history, God. Next to the to describe. Before this new downloadable content, I remember this place was a total mess. It's more like a storage room. You have a lovely workshop and it's entirely new. Why did I see any of this in my last visit at this castle?
My word, this is a nice workshop. I've never seen one quite like it.
It's very modest. But if you're interested in the craft, feel free to look around. Just be careful not to get paint on yourself
Look around
or
for
tread on
what?
a cat's tail.
I'd like to take a look. Do you have cats here? Can I see actual cats in this game? I see dogs, wolves, boars, deers, birds. But I've never seen a cat, a single cat in this game.
You have cats here.
I'd say it's more like the cats here have me. They've been living in the loft since
Can I
long
meet with
before
all
I
the
got
cats
here.
here?
But I've got 3 of my own at home in Kuttenberg.
I mean, I heard
Adela,
of their
Agnes,
voices.
and Daniela.
Brother things.
I've got the stuff they stole from you.
It's come
You
to the
must
formal
have been
business.
sent by God himself. Thank you.
All right. That's a lot of stuff I pardon, but why did you lie to me about they attacked you? They didn't, right?
It's nothing. But tell me this.
At
What
least
kind of
they
trick were
claim
you
themselves
playing on
that
me?
they didn't do anything.
I asked those 2 what happened, and they said it was you who started the argument.
Me?
They said you suddenly started acting really strange. What actually happened?
Nothing. If I did anything odd, it was
already
only after they
foresaw
hit
this
me
a
on the
long time
head.
ago. It's always like this. One side got their own version of the story. Are you sure?
Are you sure? Those 2 seem pretty shaken up.
And I nearly got eaten by
Look how
wolves
frightened.
and have a lump on my head. Can we agree it's my word against theirs?
It's always like this. You didn't start it?
You didn't provoke them? I talked to both of them for quite a while, and they both said the same thing. If they were lying, I'd know.
Who's
Fine.
lying to him?
I didn't tell you the whole truth.
What's the
Even
whole truth?
before I almost became a practice target, I wasn't in the best frame of mind.
Oh, you
Maybe
were the
I
lunatic.
started telling them something their empty heads couldn't understand, and they took it out on me. But can we finally stop going into this over and over? Tell me, how did things end with those 2? Did you settle things peacefully?
Yes. Both of them are alive and well.
I'm glad to hear that. Thanks again for
A
your
lot of
help.
new shoe
And don't
symbols
think I'm
I-
going to express my gratitude
I'm
only
getting
in
right now.
words. I promised
noticed
you a
that.
reward, and you'll get it. Here,
What's the reward?
take these dice of mine. They've brought me nothing but trouble. And to be honest, I wanted them back just so I could give them to you. And not just them. You know what?
That's it?
I'll paint something on
3
your
pieces
shield.
of dice?
Judging by the look of you, that could be a very useful reward.
What do you mean?
You may have the face of a village lad, but
I'm
you're
more
a warrior.
actually
Even my painted
concerned
skull can see
about
that.
whether a
And
new
it's got
pattern
no
on my
eyes.
shield will do me good. Will it suddenly grant me a new buff or something? You seem to know an awful lot about me.
It feels like you know me a little too well.
It's
If
just your
that's the
imagination.
case, then you must
I
have
only
heard
know
my
what
latest
others have
deed
told me about you.
Like who?
in a battle.
Does it matter? Instead, tell me what you think of my idea for the
In a
shield.
battlement.
It's a good reward,
Battleground.
right?
I expected a better reward,
Well.
by the way.
It's something at least.
Just wait until you see how beautiful it'll be. If you want, we can get started right away. What do you say?
All right. Another bug. How does shield painting work?
I'm curious what you'll paint on that shield. What can I choose from?
Whatever you like that my paints and skills suffice for. First, tell me if you want an open ground, or if you'd like the shield halved, or quartered, or maybe have chevrons. Then we'll decide together on the colours of the individual parts.
Why is my
And
shield
to
not
finish it,
changing?
I can even paint some figure there, like Lord von Berghoff has his winged
No,
fish.
no.
Watch out, though. It won't make a noble like him out of you. And if it turns out you don't like it,
Don't
we can
bring
always start
any
again.
more Lord von Berghoff stuff to my stuff. How much do you earn?
How much do they pay you here?
It must have
Not
been a
enough,
lot.
friend. Definitely not enough to make up for all the trouble this job gives me.
What kind of trouble?
It's intricate work, isn't it? I saw a workshop in a monastery once where monks
Really?
copied and illustrated books, and they didn't look too
Since
happy
when did
doing
I
it.
do that?
And they don't even create anything themselves. They just follow patterns. But someone
kind of
like me
patterns?
has to think 3 times about where the first stroke of the brush will go before even starting. In
Hmm.
short, you need a subject, and it's out there
It's
somewhere.
style of work.
I don't know.
It's a-
Your little
it's a verb
walks don't
requires a
usually
lot
end
of
well.
Green
Can't you just paint here?
activities.
Nice and quiet.
Of course, I could sit on my arse and paint only what the lords tell me to. But I work differently than other painters. I've got much higher ambitions.
Oh? What are they?
Why are you painting here in Trotsky, of all places?
Because I can. An artist goes where the work is. They don't get to choose. One day you're decorating a cathedral, the next you're illustrating letters.
I thought monks
Probably
in
true.
monasteries did that kind of work.
And you'd be right. Well, mostly. A monk will illustrate a book for you, but nobles and clerks are more interested in letters and contracts.
And
Every year they
documents.
have stacks of them written, and they all have to be nicely decorated.
To showcase their higher status, right? It's always like this.
Do you still need help with something?
Do you feel like you haven't done enough yet?
I just like helping. I just want to make some extra coin. I'm free to leave you alone. Might as well just give them the more pragmatic answer.
Honestly, I could use a few extra groschen.
And I could use a helper. What a coincidence. Tell me, Henry, do you believe in signs?
One word, not lecture. This will probably piss him off, bro. I don't believe in that.
I don't believe in that. It's just old wives' tales.
Really? And the fact that you saved me must have been an unbelievably lucky coincidence.
Right.
Why do you think so?
Call it vanity if you want, but I've spent my whole life yearning to create something truly great and meaningful.
And what's that?
Something that would
What
remain
that be?
after I'm gone. So that even
masterpiece.
100 years from now, people would know that someone named
engraved
Voiter
marble.
lived here.
A statue or something like that.
I don't know.
Wait,
I
you're
don't know
faking
many
your
painters
drinking.
by
Where-
name.
where's your
No?
You're faking
What
it.
about Master Theodoric of Prague? Or Giotto of Florence? And surely you've heard of the works of the Parlour Workshop.
None of that. Doesn't ring any bells. They're more like exceptions, aren't they?
Well, all of those are more like exceptions, aren't they?
Look at me.
And that's
talking as
exactly
if
what I
know
want to change.
all of them.
Believe me, one truly exceptional painting would be enough to make me one of the greats. And here in the Trotsky region, they say there's a place that could serve as my inspiration.
Oh?
Unfortunately, no one really remembers where it is.
You
But
picked
you
that man.
have
You
already
picked my
proven
interest.
yourself
Where-
to be
where-
quite
where's
skilled
that
at
place?
finding
Where would that
lost
be?
things. Maybe that's why fate brought us together. To help me with my life's work.
Your lies work. Don't put it so dramatic, all right?
It really doesn't just sound like a coincidence. What kind of place are you looking for?
Well, I hope you won't think I'm a heretic, but I'm curious what people believed in before they'd heard the word of the Lord. What
They
did
heard
they
the
think would
word
happen
of
after
all any
death?
other kinds
And where
of
did they worship their
Lord.
idols? And they say that such a
Or
place
some-
can still
some
be found in
creatures,
this
some
region.
existence,
A
some
shrine
beings,
where the pagan god
which you
Veles
cannot
was worshipped in
prescribe them or
ancient times.
describe
Have you
them
heard
as
of him?
Lords. I think so.
Sounds familiar. I think I saw that name in a book once. Something to do with cattle or something like that.
Excellent, Henry. Veles
What does it have
is said
to
to be the
do
ruler
with the
of the
cattle?
underworld and protector of cattle. He looks like an ordinary man, but he's got horns on his head, so people sometimes mistake him for the devil.
Oh,
So, what do you
snotty
say?
devil.
Will you help me find his shrine?
What does this interest you?
Why are you interested in things like this? You're not,
Satan worship.
you know.
A pagan? A madman? Or perhaps the devil himself? Who knows?
Very droll.
You have a very advanced thinking, or should I say, vanguard. Sounds like blasphemy.
I don't know.
It is blasphemy.
It all sounds like blasphemy to me.
I'm pretty sure of
Nonsense.
it.
This is common in art. Take a closer look sometime at paintings of saints. There's always a few hidden symbols or references to old gods in them. And did you know that some churches even stand on the sites where pagan shrines used to be?
To
That
replace
can't
them.
just be a coincidence.
What else are you expecting? It must be for a reason. How do you know about all this place?
How do you even know that such a place exists here?
It told me. That is, I heard about it from the locals. Around
told
Trotsky,
you.
there are still plenty of pagan
You're
sites.
still
Maybe
fascinated
you've noticed
or
them
still
too.
fantasizing
Have you?
about that.
Not that I think anyone
skull
still
of
prays
yours,
at them,
huh?
but they're here.
That little globe that can foretells you everything in the future.
All right. I'll
You
help
still
you.
believe in that stuff.
What do you need
still
me to do?
haven't
Go to
changed
Vidlak Pond, north of
even a
Takov,
bit.
and talk to the old woman who lives
Vidla
there.
Pond, I've been
You'll
there.
find the place easily.
I used to
They
help
tan
a
hides
poacher
there, so you'll smell it from miles
over
away.
there.
The woman's
I know
name
that
is
place.
Kvieta. She should know something about the
But
shrine.
this woman must be new, must be added recently, along with the new content. How do you know the old woman knows something? Don't tell me it's the skull again.
Are you sure the old woman knows anything about the shrine or Veles?
Absolutely. I've walked around Vidlak myself. There's a place on the hill above the pond that's called the Witch's Grove. I thought
Witch's
I'd find the
Grove?
shrine there, but unfortunately not.
Peculiar
No
red
horned
name.
head. So I asked the fishermen and tanners down below and found this Kvieta. But getting anything out of her is no easy task.
Didn't she want to talk to you?
Well, she wanted to, sure. But her
She
memory
got
isn't what
even
it
more
used to be.
complicated
First,
than yours.
she mistook me for her husband. Then her grandmother. Then she tried to feed me garlic soup. And finally, sent me off into some swamp.
Where can I find this old woman?
Where did you say I could find this
She
Kvieta?
must have been
West of
She must have
Takov,
been
by Vidlak Pond,
some, like,
among the tanners.
exactly the same as
You'll know it
Oceana.
by the stench. It nearly turned my stomach inside out.
It did? Judging by the look of it, it's actually quite far away for me. For real this time.
Can you paint a
So I
shield
can
for
see
me?
whether this
By all
is a
means.
bag.
What shield is it
Or
to
not.
be?
Gutenberg heater shield.
We'll
How
get
about
right
it?
to it.
Because I missed my mat due to the malignant bug. I probably never would be able to boss around my mat. So in memory of my mat, I'll choose this good boy image. It's right here. Kvieta.
You're
got a
always
mouthful
welcome here,
Name
good sir.
yourself.
Good wife, do you know anything about a shrine around here?
Good housewife.
Come closer, lad. Now that I see you up close, aren't you?
We just met.
No, you're not. But you look
I'm what?
just like him.
Like who?
Martin.
Who are you
Alden,
talking about?
My Vlasta.
Or your son.
It's been so long since I've laid him to rest.
You probably said that to anybody you met, right?
I'm really sorry. But I did ask you something.
I've been a widow for so many years, but I still look out for him every afternoon, expecting he'll come home along the stream.
At
He'd
this point,
always
it's
pick
more
me
like an
flowers.
obsession.
And when I greeted him,
Right.
he'd grab me around the
In your
waist and
heart,
spin me
you
until
know
my skirt
already
flew.
that he's gone.
And all
Rather
the
than sure.
dances we went to in our younger days.
That must have been a long
It's
time
not
ago.
your son. It's
And
your
he
late
wrote me
husband, right?
poems and whispered them to me before bedtime.
Too bad that he left you. Are you all of your own? What happened to your offsprings? That is, if you have any.
Did you end up living here all alone? Don't you have anyone to help around the house?
No?
The children went
Went
out
to
into the
help?
world and my husband went to heaven. That's life. Benish, who was
They're
sent here from
probably
Drusky,
struggling or
helps me
working in the big
sometimes.
city.
He doesn't say much, but he's a good worker.
How can
Sorry,
you tell?
but I'd really like to know if there's a shrine around here. It might have pictures or statues
Yeah, that's
of
my
bulls.
main
Bulls?
my mission here.
My grandmother used to tell me stories about one like that.
What kind of story?
But maybe it was just a fairy tale.
You might
And
be
did she say
related.
where it was?
Tell me.
Maybe. Oh, I don't know, lad. My memory's failing me.
I
It would
can
really help
understand.
me if you could
I can
remember the shrine.
understand, Of course.
What might refresh your memory?
I don't know. Since Velasta
There's something you
died,
just
I've
can't
been
control.
completely useless.
Right?
Honestly, I kind of hope I'll forget him soon, too. Maybe then I wouldn't miss him so much.
You
Come
wouldn't
now.
want to do that.
You're
to
supposed to
yourself,
remember the
trust me.
good things. You said he used to pick you flowers, right?
That's
could
it,
do
one
that
of
too.
them. What?
Maybe it'll help jog your memory.
Well, if you really want to cheer
That
up
was
an old woman,
unexpected.
Vlasta always picked me valerian. made the whole hearthroom smell lovely dried out.
Valerian.
Valerian or Vlasta?
What did you say?
Nothing. I'll pick some for you too. Fresh and fragrant. I'll be back in no time.
But it might not be Valerian. I can't make any empty promises. Mushrooms. No, not mushrooms, but cotton. It looks like cotton. About those flowers. Why do you want Valerian in particular? What's so special about this
Is valerian your favourite flower?
species? or
Yes,
kind?
yes. Not everyone likes its scent, but
What
honestly,
scent?
my
What kind
Vlasta
of
wasn't
scent?
the best smelling either. You know, a tanner.
Where does Valerian grow and around
Does
here?
valerian grow nearby? Or will I have to run halfway
Redundant
across the countryside for it?
question.
What's this? A young lad and his knees already hurt. Just head down to the stream or the meadow behind the cottage. It's only a few steps.
All right, I can see you still have the energy to make up jokes on me. I picked your favorite
I've
flowers.
brought you your favourite flowers.
What's gonna happen
Really?
next?
Let's see.
Look at that fake smile of yours. It's just a bunch of flowers, all right?
Ah,
No need
yes,
to be excited.
valerian. Fresh, it smells almost as nice as my Vlasta. I mean, while he was alive. May God grant him heaven.
Right.
Of course.
And how about that memory of yours? Is it any better now?
Don't tell me you
Of
need another
course it
bunch of
is.
flowers.
I see it all now. Vlasta always brought me flowers and said, Květuška, put on your best dress, we're going dancing.
Oh,
Oh dear,
such a
I
romantic
still have
thought.
that dress,
I can
but
see.
I haven't worn it in years.
You want me to flatten it
Well-
out, right?
Why don't you put it on? I'm sure it'd suit you just as well as it used to.
Oh no, lad.
Or
It's
should
had
I
its
find
day. Full of holes.
more
The
suitable
buttons on the
dress for you?
sleeves are gone. I'd look like a ragged beggar. I wanted to mend it, but I can't even thread a needle anymore.
Don't worry, I'll find you a
My
tailor.
hands shake too much.
I really need to fix that shrine. I'll fix your dress for you. Probably now. It's not the best time to mention my purpose for you.
I'll happily mend your dress for you.
That'd be kind of you, lad. But I can't repay you in any way.
No need, no need.
If it helps
just
you
need to
remember,
tell me
that'll be
where
more than
the
enough for me.
statue
All
is.
right, then. Here it is, and take good care of it.
About your dress, where should I take it to?
Honestly, I'm not
Is
quite
there a
sure how
nearby
to fix your
tailor
dress.
shop around?
Then why did you take the job on if you don't know how? Go and see the tailor instead. He'll either sew it up himself or sell you a kit
Who's
for
the
it.
tailor in the nearby? I could repair Classwork dress from her youth. When she puts it on, it will surely refresh your memory. I just need to use a sewing kit, or I could find a handy tailoring kit. You mean tailor's kit? Oh, I can really fix it. Is it fixed up? It is. I couldn't be more wrong.
My humble respect.
I mended your dress.
Here you are.
Here it is.
No need to thank me.
Lad, you've got golden hands.
And it has to be the
It's
same
as good
one,
as
right?
new.
And
Buying
what
a
about the
new
shrine?
or more
Have you
or
remembered
a
yet?
fancier dress won't do much
Such a
good.
lovely dress. Shame my Vlasta isn't here. Love to dance in it one last time.
One last dance, huh? Granny, focus. Let's dance.
All right,
No way.
I'll dance with you. Maybe it'll finally jog your
I
memory.
kind of feel like Harry's
Lad,
personal.
I can barely stand, and I can hardly bend my back.
Or
I'd
counselor.
end up crippled.
Or your
Well,
butler.
Then I'll at least recite you some verses.
Henry has
You
to
said Vlasta used to
fix
make up poems for
everything
you, didn't you?
after you.
That'd be lovely.
Just for a little
You know
bit
what?
of a
I'll put on that
intel
dress for
on
it.
where the statues
God knows if anyone will
is.
ever give me this kind of attention again. I'm ready. You can start.
Let's start. No need
So,
to waste any time.
There was a pretty girl who lived alone with her granny.
She yearned for something more. She told her stories.
Of the mysteries of the world, she told the young
Wait,
girl
why
many.
am I telling you stories?
When the maid became a woman, she found herself a fellow.
Who named himself Vlasta?
He brought her flowers, this man, to scent her feather pillow.
It kind of rhymes. Good for you.
And soon it came to pass they were
You're
joined in
pointing yourself.
matrimony.
They were equals.
She became his queen, this lass. He her king, her one and only.
Beautiful, beautiful.
I trust
Somehow
you'll not
she's
forget
giggling.
to live your life with love.
It reminds her something, right? Remember the shrine.
Where Velus's shrine is hid, tell me
See?
so
I'm
can...
interjecting my purpose within my little story.
Lad,
What's my
you
reaction?
talk like a preacher. I haven't felt this kind of life in my veins since Vlasta. Now the neighbors will be whispering that I've got a suitor in my old age.
Let them envy
Good
you.
heavens.
I don't mind. Let
But
them
you're
do it.
really clever. Your ma and pa must be so proud of you.
I hope so.
Need help with anything else?
You don't happen to need help with anything else,
I'm not gonna
do you?
do it. Who is
No,
that?
you've done more than enough for me.
Probably because
Go
I
and live
choose
your life.
all of the 3 skill
You've got
checks.
it all
I
ahead
pass
of
all
you.
of the skill checks. As part of Shrine of the
Since
Master.
we're having such a nice chat,
Come on,
tell
you
me,
gotta tell me.
do you remember any pagan shrine
So
nearby?
much I did for you.
Maybe one with a bull?
Wait, that does ring a bell.
Where is it?
Like someone's already asked me about it.
Oh,
No. Really?
who
Do
did?
you mean the protector of cattle, Veles? My grandma told me about him, and even took me there once. I was so scared.
When you were a little girl. That must be
That
it.
must be...
Because he had horns, see? I thought he was the devil himself.
He was?
I hid under my grandma's skirt,
He was
and
probably
she
wearing
started laughing.
God, why dost thou torment me?
Human-made
But
mask.
where was it? There are so many places like that around here.
Just tell me the one
She
who-
used to
which
take
has
me
the
to a
highest
rocky hilltop
probability.
between Rock Tower
The
Pond
closest one. The
and
most likely
Kachak.
one.
It's a little to the south. There was something made of
There you
stone
go.
there.
All these two
No.
sentences. That's all I need.
Wait, wasn't it somewhere
No,
else?
that's
By
not.
Nebuchadnezzar Fortress. There's a little stream
Come on, you're not
near
being
the
very
spring.
helpful
There was some
now.
kind of pagan statue. No, you know what? You'd better take a look
So you're
south
all
of
of a
Lower
sudden you're
Semin
sprouting
Pond.
3
To
locations.
the east of it,
locations
there
all
are
at once.
marshes with a stream running through them.
I
If
knew
you
this
follow it
wasn't
and keep
gonna
your
be
eyes
that
open,
easy.
you'll
I knew it.
definitely find something. There are always loads of deer and roe there. It's bound to be there.
Oh, God, thank you.
Thank you.
And thanks to you too, good wife.
Wait a moment.
Oh, no. What now?
I just
Are you asking
remembered
me for
who
something
else
else?
asked me about Veles. A peculiar little fellow.
Oh?
In a red cap.
A rat cat.
You wouldn't happen to know him, would you?
He must be a noble.
Me? No. I don't know
What
anyone
is,
like that.
is it
I have to go now.
Master?
Take care, Granny.
What was the pagan god Valis? She told me there are 3 locations worth noticing. I need to pay a visit to Rocky Hill between the ponds. Also, she also heard about the stream nearby Nebuchadnezzar Fortress, and the last leak is around the river tributary of Lower Semin Pond. So 3 locations. Flowing past Nebuchadnezzar Fortress.
No, this doesn't look important enough. Looks more like a small pilgrimage site than an actual shrine.
Alright, search the river tributary of Lower Semin Pond. Not to mention this,
Surely this is it. I need to see it from close up.
it looks like a giant, massive, big human head
Kurva. I found the shrine, but there's a man here with a knife in his head. Before I bring Voita here, I need to make sure it's safe.
Jeez. Look at the dead body. What happened to this poor young man? You're not dead? Handle dagger. Oh, so it's actually a dagger. Oh, I had to pull it up from the dead corpses. Brutal. Very brutal. Might be a worthy question to ask. I found the shrine.
I know where the Vela shrine is.
Look at all
There was
the
a small
blood
band of
stains on my
bandits
face.
there. But don't worry,
You know what I've been
I
through.
took care of them.
Bandits? And tell me, did one of them have a distinctive helmet?
I don't think so.
I didn't
They
pay
look like any
attention to
other
that
local
sort of
thugs.
detail.
Why'd you
Is
ask?
there something else
it's
you
nothing.
haven't told me?
The
You're hiding
important thing is,
for me?
you found the shrine. I knew I could count on you. Will you take me there, please?
Since I'm here, let's go now.
Sure. We can set off.
A few hours later. So the game automatically passed the time for me. Good. So I don't have to wait anymore. That's very convenient.
Damn. I painted him with an extra tooth.
What?
Well,
How can you tell?
let's just say
Say what?
it's a
Miracle.
happy little accident.
Wow, you gotta admit the scenery here. And of course, Henry falling to sleep long time ago. You must been staying here for at least a couple of hours. Typical
Divine
reaction.
justice served
Kurva.
by an apple.
Somehow this little scene here gives me a peaceful feeling. I don't know whether the game developers they designed this way or did this for a purpose.
What do you think?
Think what? Does what I think really matter? I like it. I like it. I expected more.
Well, I expected a little
Since you're
more.
asking my
After all the effort it took to
opinion,
find this place.
Oh, the gentleman's an expert, is he?
this is
So
not
what do you
impressive
think I
enough.
should change?
Well, maybe... I mean,
What?
sort of... what do I know? I've seen a few pictures, sure, but the most I've done myself is paint a house wall brown.
Well, that's just one step away from picking up a brush.
Did you find what you needed? You seem uneasy.
While painting, you seemed so calm, but now you seem a
Although
bit
I
off.
probably dozed off, but I still
something wrong?
know that
Nothing.
you were
Just
uneasy during the
this place
painting
speaks to me.
somehow.
What? You mean... literally?
Just like we're talking
Come on,
now.
you're still playing this.
I hear
with
this
me?
place too. It tells me of the history of this shrine, of Velez and his underworld.
Somehow you believe, you
There's
seem
so
to
much.
believe you've
Still
got
not sure
more
if it's a
senses
blessing
than
or a
most
curse.
human
Well.
beings.
It's certainly not both. So? Did you find what you were looking for?
What I needed, yes. What I hoped for, sadly, no. It's not the kind of peace that will endure through the ages.
Chin up. Maybe the lords at Trotsky will like it, and you'll make good money from it.
Oh, the lords will like any kind of hack work. I'm toiling over this for entirely different reasons.
What reasons?
What kind of reasons?
Why are you chasing some grand masterpiece?
Let's just say I'm doing
Why
it for
did
my
you do it?
own peace of mind.
And what now?
Is there
I'm
something
done here,
bothering
so I'll head back
you,
to the castle. If you'd like,
like a mental
I
disease?
could paint something on your shield while I'm there. Maybe a horned head? And while you're at it,
Oh, no.
Nah.
You've got another job for me, haven't you?
I thought you'd be pleased. You're the one who asked me for something like this not too long ago. But don't worry. I've just got this one little idea, and I want to know what you'll think
There you
of
go.
it.
Another idea of yours. Coming straight away.
Don't you want to tell me right now?
Straight
No.
up.
I need to sort it out a bit first. Otherwise, you'd start thinking I'm mad.
Aren't you already mad?
What do you mean, start? I already think so.
You see? And even so, you'll be kind enough to give me a bit of time. It'll save you time in the end.
There will.
All right.
There's no such a thing as a mission, as a journal. What should I do? Suddenly I feel a sense of voidness, emptiness. Can I talk to you and maybe you should pay me another side quest right away?
Have you decided what you need my help with?
At least I think so.
Alright, so quick,
What's
huh?
that stuff that you keep
You said you
drinking?
need a few more days, and now
Just
it's
something.
a little
for
bit
courage.
more than a few
Better
seconds.
tell me, do you know the saying, the ends justify the means?
I've heard it.
I've always hated it.
Is that always
But
true?
lately, I've been wishing it were true, and that God would be gracious to me.
That sounds like you need a priest, not me.
What
Or
I
a
really
counselor.
need is paints. I'm running out.
Out of what? Inspiration, right? Pray and God will grant them to you. How can I help you with this?
And how can I help you with this?
I hope a lot. So you understand. I want to try something.
Something
You know,
else.
pigments are often mixed with egg yolk. It makes the paint more durable and resistant to mold.
So you
And I
want
want
me
to
to
use
steal
an egg
eggs?
that probably no one has tried before. And before you ask, just about everything from the bird kingdom has already been tried. I've fallen out of trees chasing that idea.
That
So-
would explain a lot.
What else?
I know exactly what I need. But I can't do it all alone.
Just tell me what this is about and stop playing games with me. Alright? Stop saying all the vague stuff you've been talking the whole time.
Oh, come on. Just tell me what this is about.
In short, I want a basilisk egg.
What? A basilisk?
A basilisk egg? That's nonsense, isn't it?
It doesn't have to be. Think of it as us being pioneers.
And is it really necessary to pioneer a thing like that?
It's sort
Don't
of like
worry.
a lizard.
We won't let the creature hatch. Aren't you at least
Sort of like a
curious
lizard.
about what could happen? Nobody's
But it's
ever
not a
tried
lizard.
something like this before.
Yeah, I can imagine why.
Why should I be the one to look
Why
for
should
it?
I be the one to look for the egg?
You know how it goes when I set off somewhere? I'd end up stuck in a swamp with a broken leg. Besides, the countryside is crawling with bandits these days.
And you're not just saying that to shift God's wrath onto me, are you?
You can't fool God's wrath by making someone else your errand
Somehow I
boy.
feel like I'm
And
still
human wrath?
being played.
You'll handle that
by
better
you.
than I would.
I'm still being manipulated by your little whatever tricks, schemes. Oh, you like trouble, don't you?
First you nearly get eaten by wolves. Now you're dabbling in black magic. What's wrong with living an ordinary life?
I don't know anything like that, and I don't want to, thank you very much. Art is always wrought from suffering.
Trying
That's
to talk you out
probably
of
true.
this is probably a waste of time, isn't it?
I see you've got me all figured out.
Figured out, maybe. But I'm none the wiser for it.
And how am I supposed to help you with that? First of all, I judge the credibility of your words. And second, probably there's no such a thing as a true basilisk.
Look, don't take it the wrong way. I'd help you if I could.
The same goes with
But
dragons,
I reckon the last basilisk around here died ages ago. I've certainly
griffins,
never seen one at any merchant
all that sort
store.
of stuff.
Well, that's because basilisks
even in
don't
a
lay
me-
eggs. They
very
hatch from eggs
simulating
laid by a black cockerel
medieval
and brooded by a
world.
toad.
How do I get a cockerel egg?
Where can I get a cockerel egg, of all things? And how do I even tell it apart from a hen's egg?
It's easier than you think. People at the castle talk about all sorts of interesting things. They say a rather unusual black cockerel runs around the yard of some Slavic in Samin. I'd start by asking him.
Who, the cockerel?
Very droll.
Can you tell me where to find a toad?
They live in wetlands and by stagnant water, and they croak
We
quite
have
loudly.
toad?
It sounds something like this.
We have that species in this game?
Apparently there are lots of them near the ponds around Zhelyov.
I've never seen
All
it.
right, I'll find a place where the toads are croaking. But what then? How do I make
What's
them
the
sit on the
difference
egg?
between
You don't.
toads and
You
frogs?
just place it in their nest and wait to see if one sits on it.
They all
I
look
could be waiting until
like the
doomsday.
same to me.
Oh, don't exaggerate. Leave it there for a day and a night, and I bet it'll turn into a basilisk egg.
And how do you tell that? By the colour? Or the smell, maybe?
Well, who knows? Try it and see for yourself.
This Vojta is still playing with Henry. And what's more painful is that you can't deny it, you can't expose him, but to accept all of the amusing, absurd ideas of his. What the toad sound like? Wow, if there's something I can do, at least I can make him try to imitate the sound of toad again. At least that will make me happy.
And, what do toads sound like? I want to make sure I don't get it wrong.
Come on, do that again. At least that's all I can sway, or all I can influence on you.
So let's sum it up. I find a cockerel egg, leave it in the toad nest for a day and a night, and then bring it back to you.
Exactly.
Is that all?
Best of luck, my friend.
Alright, now I have a purpose again. I like this feeling. Another side quest. Beautiful. Case. Is it here, inside this house? Farmer Slavic. You say you've got a black cockerel.
I heard you've got a rather unusual cockerel. Pitch black.
And what's so unusual about that? A black cockerel isn't anything out of the ordinary.
True. But I've also heard your cockerel lays eggs.
Oh? Where do you hear such nonsense?
Ah, you know how
From
it is.
Painter. I
Rumours
trust
spread
him.
and everyone twists
Pass
and
it.
embellishes them. I'm just curious if there's any truth to it.
Someone must have been pulling your leg. I don't have any cockerel like that.
You're denying. Why are you doing that? I'm scholar. I want to study the animal. I'm here on orders from the Lord of Trotsky. Tolga spreads slander about you. Probably the second one, right? He's a farmer. And what does a farmer fear the most? He can't continue doing what he was allowed to do. And who has the power to tell them not to do that? A lord.
Do you even know who I am?
No. And I don't care.
I've been sent from
Are you
Trotsky.
seriously? You don't?
Word about
you
that
don't
cockerel
care?
has already reached
Are
him.
you sure?
And if it turns out you're concealing such an ungodly thing, you might find
It's
yourself
against the
swinging
law.
from a noose.
Fuck. But sir, I
According
swear
to the
I've done
latest
nothing
one.
wrong. I'm not to blame for anything.
The
Then
revised
stop
one.
lying to me. Do you have a black cockerel or not?
Well,
Right, I'll tell you,
I
but
passed the skill check,
I'd
but
really
somehow I lost
appreciate
a
it if you didn't
bit of
spread it around too
reputation.
much. I did have a
Is that
black
a success or not?
cockerel. A young one, since my Boniface died recently.
Huh.
But that black one was so
You
small and
named your
stunted, just
own cat
peculiar. So
Boniface.
I decided to put it down and took it to the woods. A run like that wasn't even fit for soup.
Did the cockerel really lay eggs? That's more of my
Did the black cockerel really lay eggs?
concern.
Oh, aye. One evening, it started drooping its head in a strange way, and I was worried it was going to die. Then the next morning, I go to the coop, and the
something
little devil
miraculous
is
happened.
alive and well, sitting on eggs. And the next day, it's at it again. Either it was stealing them from the
Oh.
hens, or it was laying them itself.
Interesting. Did you keep any of its legs?
And did you keep any of its
May I
eggs?
have a look?
Oh, I took them away along with the carcass. Who knows?
What carcass?
There might have been something devilish about them.
Where exactly did you take the cockerel?
Just over there, to the edge of the woods. There's a little dung heap. You might still find it there.
No.
All right. I'll go and have a look.
Find a place to put the egg. The cockerel egg must then be placed somewhere where toads can brood it. They often heard croaking by the pond below the inn. So must be around here. The creature models don't exist in
The
this
toads
game.
are croaking here. There's a nest. And I've got the egg from the black cockerel too. So let's do this.
Alright? Don't disappoint me.
All right. Now it's just a matter of waiting a day for the toads to brood it.
Wait until
But
the
I'd better
toads
leave
brood
so I
the
don't
egg.
disturb them while they're in.
Oh, they're what? Why do you suddenly curse, Henry? What's wrong? What back happened? I never had a chance to pet that.
God be with you. Keep the peace, and we'll stay friends.
All of a sudden,
Greetings.
it's just suddenly untalkable or untouchable. To me, at least. So deeply. Does that mean I just do to you? Alright. Looks like this DLC is quite long and complicated. I'll leave the rest of the content of this quest line for my next stream. Peace out.